everybody, and welcome to edition number 6 of Crap of the Day. And it's really nice to have you joining me. If you're watching this live or on recording, thank you. Means a lot to have you spend some time with us today. And I have my two becoming regular guests. We've got Ellie and we've got Jose. Yeah, it's wonderful to be surrounded by such wonderful people. How are you guys doing today? We'll start with Jose. Jose, how's your day going, my friend?
Yeah, been working, still working, busy. Just it's beginning of the week, so it's the start of the storm, so to speak.
Oh
Hopefully,
yeah,
it'll get easier during the week.
fingers crossed. I've got a really
Yeah.
weird work week, and so I am off Tuesdays and Saturdays. So today is basically Friday for me. So that's nice. That's a nice thing that I've got. I'm not trying to rub it in your face too much, Jose, but I am off work tomorrow, and I can't wait.
Yeah, well, yesterday was my Saturday and Sunday, so
Yeah, see, you get a normal weekend. I'm jealous of you a little bit. But let's move on. Let's get past work. No one wants to talk about work. Ellie, how are you doing today, my friend?
Well, I've retired, so I don't work anymore. So I am.
Yes.
When I say I'm retired, I still do things.
Yeah, of course.
I still do things, but I'm
Yeah.
sort of making Jose a little bit more jealous with the fact that I don't have to work. There you go, Jose. I've stuck it to you.
Boom.
and Ellie was travelling yesterday and wasn't far from where I live yesterday.
I
Oh,
know.
really?
Yeah, I
You
went
should
to
have.
my
You
old
should have.
haunt
Oh, where's that?
on the south coast. I went to Eastbourne, Brighton, and Hastings because I love it because it brings back my childhood when my dad was working down there and had
Yeah.
restaurants. So yeah, I love Hastings especially. It's lovely. It's got a lot of charm.
I'm gonna have to make sure that I visit
Yeah,
whenever I'm back in
I'll
your
give you a
lovely
tour.
country.
I
That'd be
was I'm
great.
in the town
Yeah,
between
I
Hastings and
will
Eastbourne.
definitely take you there, Colin. If you come over, I'm definitely taking
I'll
you.
be there in May. I'll be over in England in May. So
Yeah, nice one.
we'll have to make that happen. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I will definitely make it happen. Yeah.
Well, wonderful. And we've got some people in the comments already. Oh my gosh. We got Drula, Afternoon Call, Jose, and Auntie L. And then we've got Wayne Bonner, the ever-present Wayne. Sup, everyone? Hope you're all well and looking forward to the game on Saturday. I'm not sure about these two yahoos, but I am very much looking forward to the game on Saturday. But Ellie's probably having some fun in international break because her man can't stop scoring goals.
Come on. Oh, yeah. I've been sending him everywhere to annoy people.
Well, I mean, the last one was pretty nice. The one that he scored it was just yesterday, right? That one was scored.
Yeah.
That he scored most recently.
It was like the one he scored against Chelsea, but a bit better because he hit it more cleanly. Yeah.
It's so weird. He one touch to kind of get it out of his feet, get it positioned, and then just a nice clean strike. Like you said, it was awesome. And so I was sure that made you happy, and I'm hoping that maybe we see a little bit more Højbjerg this season. I mean, we're going to have to, and when we do, I'm hoping that these goals maybe give him some confidence to, try. He plays a little more cautiously for Spurs, and I think that's by design. But I would be excited to see him get back on the score sheet for us and contribute and make a big impact. And I think he can.
Yeah, I think he will as well.
Yeah, Jose, do you think we'll see much of Højbjerg? I mean, I think that during the African Cup of Nations, we won't have a whole lot of choice.
Well,
So-
he'll be in the mix come the AFCON. I must admit, I haven't seen his goals. I know he scored in both the games this weekend. I haven't seen them, and to be brutally honest, I don't care because I'm not interested. International week, I used to be interested in it before, but now that they've changed channels, you can't view it on terrestrial television anymore, and the games are now on a cable channel called Viaplay or Visplay, and it's a right crappy channel that's not worth subscribing to because they offer nothing, in the terms of big sports. So international break for me is just a very boring 2 weeks because I don't get to watch any of it, and I'm not really interested in it either now because it's taken my interest away. So yeah, he's done well. He scored 2 goals. Ellie will be raving about it. Ellie can speak about it as much as she wants. I mean, all I saw a clip on Twitter, Bissouma setting up a goal for another Malayan in their game because he came on as a substitute. I saw that on Twitter, and I thought that was absolutely a great piece of skill. We've got other goal scorers, we've got other people that have played. I really don't care. It doesn't bother me. My interest in the international break has gone. I'm gutted that the international break has come because we were playing so well, and now we've got that break in motion for 2 weeks, and now we've got to recharge our batteries and get going again towards the end of this week for the game on Saturday.
Good win for Spain as well, Jose. Good win for Spain.
Spain just go on the pitch, Ellie, and just stroll.
Yeah, they do.
They just stroll.
Got so much technical ability. They don't really have to play, do they? They just go goal.
Someone turned around in one of the groups and said, "Yeah, but it's an easy game." And I said, "Well, you tell me how many teams go to Estonia and pump, score 7 past them. Doesn't matter who you're playing. You got to do it."
Yeah.
Jose's got a national team that he's. Your national team is technical, whereas my national team is becoming more of that, I guess. But we've always been like the hard-nosed, hard-working, not much talent, but a lot of athleticism type of squad. But yeah, yes, and Ellie's representing. But we're getting better. We're growing as a squad and as a national team. So I think in a couple of years, the United States will be looking pretty good. We've got some nice youth players coming up. We're actually overhauling our entire youth academies and programs and making it not so much a pay-to-play kind of setup as it was whenever I was younger. And they're getting away from that. So I'm really excited. Hopefully in the future I can have exciting things to say about, U.S. soccer. But right now.
Well, the girls are doing proud. All right, they didn't do well this one. The girls previously back-to-back World Cups, and they've won another 2 World Cups, so they've won it 4 times out of 10 times. Your girls have done you proud. All right, they didn't have such a good tournament this one, but you had an aging squad, and sometimes in football you don't always get the rub of the green. It wasn't from lack of effort, because I saw your games. You did try. It's just that the other teams have come up as well now, the European teams.
And who won the World Cup?
I wonder who won it. Was it España?
Spain. What happened? They had 15 players missing because they were on strike.
Yeah, and like they've sacked the manager, and they've also sacked the guy who gave the lady an inappropriate kiss.
The president. But the thing is, Spain could have sent a Spain A if they weren't on strike, and a Spain B. Who would have won, Spain A or Spain B?
God. They were fantastic. Both teams would have got to the final. One team did, but the other team would have as well. Definitely.
If they had sent to,
such technical ability. It's amazing.
I think technical ability with everybody, men's football and women's football, the gap has been closed. A lot of these teams have got technical players now. So the gap has been closed. I mean, you look at some of the players,
coaching is improved too. I think that's a lot of it. Is that they're
the diets, the way the girls are strengthening their legs so they don't get. Well, the ACL injuries are still rife, but they are strengthening. They're looking at it, sports scientists, to improve that area of the women's game. Because there was a lot of tears, loads.
Well, I only know from like high school, because I went to high school here in the States, and it seemed like for women's or girls soccer and basketball, 2 sports that we really like over here, of course. ACL injuries, especially on the women's teams, were just through the roof. I'm not sure if that's due to a combination of things, but
6 times more likely a woman will suffer an ACL injury than a fella. 6 times more likely.
Wow.
From the statistics. Yeah.
I wonder why
they are
that
working
is.
on it. Sports scientists, doctors, they're trying to work it, fitness coaches, to try and improve that. Yeah.
I went to America. I went to America back in 1989. It's the only time I've been. But I went in 89.
Good year.
I spent four months out there doing Camp America.
Yeah.
And I ended up staying, and we were told that we were useless. Because out in America, because in England we use our feet because we play football or soccer as they call it now. But in America, all the big games are played with the hands, and they were like, "You lot are dummies because you don't play with your hands, you play with your feet." Because they were talking about baseball, basketball, American football, everything with your hands. So we used to get slated out there. So we used to play against them. We used to play baseball against the Americans. We used to play. We played our version of rugby as opposed to their American football. And we'd clash like that. But yeah, we were told that us Europeans were useless because we used our feet and we didn't use our hands in the sport.
Hey, they would have been afraid to play you guys in a soccer match, though. That's for sure.
They never did.
No,
all we played was American football. We played baseball and we played basketball.
Baseball is a boring old game. I mean, it's better to play than it is to watch. But good gosh,
I like watching baseball.
Really? Well, I guess you guys have cricket. You guys have cricket, and I think cricket is incredibly boring. So,
I love cricket. I love cricket. I'm a boring man.
I can't watch it. The only way I can watch cricket, is if it's a one-dayer. I'm not watching it. It's just too slow a sport. I like the fast sport.
Well, that's why we're such footy, soccer fans. It's because there's no breaks, constant action.
I know. Yeah.
And especially with the way that Ange likes to play, which we've all already grown accustomed to. I think. I'm itching. It's like got any more of that Ange ball? Looking for another fix of my Ange ball here. But no. It's incredibly exciting. I mean, this international break, it seems like, depending on when they come, they seem like they take a longer, shorter amount of time. So whenever there were times we were playing really dire football, under Conte, and an international break would come and it'd be like, oh, thank God, like, we've got to rest. Everybody can kind of regroup. But like you were saying, now it came at a bad time. We were really firing on all cylinders, but I think that we've made it through without any real significant injuries.
There's still more games to go, Colin. There's still games all the way through to Wednesday evening. Now, obviously, we're in a different time. We're in a different time frame. So the South American players, if they've got a game on Wednesday night, it becomes in England our early Thursday morning. So basically, when they fly back, the game is within 24 hours of the South Americans flying back. Now, I don't know what games are on Wednesday night in South American qualifying, but at the moment, throughout all the qualifiers, I've not heard of any of our players being injured. But there's still 3 more days to go.
It's Romero, though. He's injured.
He's not injured. He's not injured.
Do you know what I think? They've made it up. They say he's injured. Yeah. He's got a rectal something.
Yeah.
It sounded fake. It sounded fake when I heard it. I was like,
it was a bum fart.
A bum fart, yeah.
Fart.
Part of crap of the day. He'd fit in perfectly on crap of the day here. He should have. We should have invited him on the show. But yeah, I hopefully that's not true. He was the player that seemed to not be able to stay healthy for a while when he went on international duty. It was him and Lo Celso as well. But fingers crossed that
Bolivia. He hasn't travelled to Bolivia, so I'm presuming he's flown back to England to join.
And
this is Romero we're talking about, right? Or are we talking? Okay, great. Yeah, Romero, that would be ideal.
But didn't he train? I thought he trained yesterday ahead of the Bolivia game.
So what?
They said he wasn't going to travel. That's what I read.
Me. What's the manager? What's the Argentina manager's name? Scolari? Is that who I'm thinking of?
In Argentina, they call him El Rey, the king.
El Rey.
Oh well.
Whoever he is, they call him the king.
Well, I saw that somebody had said that both Romero and Messi were healthy and fit to play. I read that I think this morning as I was getting ready for the show.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought.
Yeah, but I read earlier this week. That's what I mean. That Romero wasn't going to travel to Bolivia.
He trained yesterday.
He must have recovered then, and then now he's going because he loves playing for Argentina.
Right. Argentina play Bolivia tomorrow night, 9 p.m. our time in England. So 9 p.m. kickoff tomorrow evening. So that means it's not as late as early Thursday morning. So that Romero should be back in the Hotspur way Thursday rather than Friday under 24 hours from the game.
Yeah.
We sure need him. We sure need him. Now more than ever, especially with Van de Ven. finding his feet.
However,
looking solid.
the late game on early Thursday morning, so it's 3 a.m. Thursday morning, is Peru Brazil. So that's Richarlison.
Oh, is it bad that I'm just like, just Richarlison? I mean,
well, did you see the footage of him crying in the game that they had on Friday?
That's heartbreaking, though.
He was crying. He got substituted. I think they won 4-1 or 4-2, and the host of other players obviously scored goals, and he was hauled off. And I can't remember the stat, but the Brazilians said that he hasn't scored for X amount of games, and he was crying on the bench when they took him off.
Yeah,
man, something about seeing a grown man cry too just makes me feel real bad.
You know what it does? It means you care.
Yeah,
he does care, the boy. He wants to do well, right? He's just hit really bad form because everybody said he wasn't doing it before, but I looked at his record and he wasn't that bad. I think he's got 46 goals in 135 goals for Everton, which is 1 in 3. It's a decent return.
But he still hasn't learned how to trap a ball, though. You can go back in history and look at it. And 26 years, 26 years, and you could go back and look at all these games, and you can see that even at Everton, Watford, these clubs before, and you see the ball bounce off him. You can't trap the ball; the ball bounces off him. So that, I'm afraid, is something that's going to live for.
It's a liability to the team because if you can't hold the ball, it's not good.
He would be a decent backup. I think that, and kind of like the way that we're using him, a player on the bench. We need somebody at the very, towards the end of games who's going to run, who's going to run at tired defenders and maybe cause some trouble with that. And I think that that's definitely a role for him, but I don't think he's ever got it to be the starter for Spurs. I just don't.
I think the one positive for some of the players, sorry, Colin, the one positive for some of the players is during this international break, obviously, because it's an international break, because you're employed and you're an employee, it means that the ones that stay behind have to still work. That means they've still got to train and whatever. Now, it would be good because Mr. Postecoglou would have had a chance to look at Veliz, Brian Hill. Is Sessegnon back from injury behind the scenes?
I thought he
was.
Is
he not? Not that I've heard. No.
Oh, I thought he was coming back during the international break. So, but anyway, he would have had a chance to see these people work at Hotspur Way whilst the international break's been on. So you've got about 14 or 15 players still there that he can still see. And look how many of the youngsters he would have been able to get involved with during the international break as well. That must have helped out as well, because then he knows what the youngsters can do as well. So
you've got me excited for Belief. I'm excited for Belief. I really am.
Yeah. He can hold the ball. He's a different striker to Richarlison. Mm-hmm. He's a lot more physical as well.
And he can trap the ball.
Yeah.
That's always a plus.
You need
absolutely.
that.
Absolutely.
You need to be able to control it.
Yeah.
Him and Eric Dyer, they're the worst in our team. Trapping
the
ball.
Do you know what? Dyer can probably trap a ball. He just can't defend. He doesn't put a tackle in. So he'll just
back away. He doesn't look like he makes a lot of errors. That's one thing I've noticed with Dyer is when you watch him, he doesn't look particularly error prone, but that's because he doesn't really take the risks and take on. He doesn't really do the job he's supposed to do.
He's like that. He's got his arms behind his back like
that. kind of trying to lead a player one way or the other. But he doesn't. You're right. He never steps in to make the tackle.
I've seen Eric Dyer loads of times when he's receiving the ball, mistime it or just not trap it. And he's lucky because it's like played across the line. So there's, unless they're pressing really high, but he's been caught out quite a few times like that against Newcastle. I don't know if you remember when it rolled over his foot.
That Newcastle match, right?
Oh my God.
Hugo's last game for Spurs.
Yeah.
I think with your banner up there, I think the three of us can positively say that we're so looking forward to this international break being over.
Oh my gosh. And so is everybody in the comments too. Drew said pump for Saturday. Can't wait to see more Ange ball. Wayne Bonner agrees. Can't come quick enough. He's got a ticket for the game. Oh man. You're a lucky man, Wayne. That should be awesome. Very happy for you. Hope that's a great time. Hope we go out and really just pump them for you, man. Hope it's a
I hope I can meet Wayne Bonner because I'm going to the match as well. I'd love to meet you, Wayne.
That'd be awesome.
I'm on WhatsApp. I can message him. So yeah, I'd love to meet him.
That'd be awesome. I love Spurs fans getting together and turning these online relationships into real life ones. Brilliant. And that's what football's all about is making friends and meeting good people. So just want to say, while we're talking about good people, we got Kate in the house. What is up, Kate? Good to see you. Heard you guys had a good show today, Kate. Yeah. So wonderful. I'll have to go back and tune in and catch that. And then we got Mark again. This weekend is just the appetizer though for the following weekend. 100%. God, North London Derbies gets me amped up. Oh, and I real quick wanted to say this hoodie that I have on, it says United, but it's Evansville United. It's a team from the town I'm in here. So I'm not supporting anybody bad. This is just team I played for and found the hoodie this morning. So Evansville United.
But some of our worst enemies on the football pitch don't have the word United in them though. So
100%.
No one would have said no. Because a lot of our London neighbours don't have United. The ones that are our worst enemies, like the red team and that blue team from West London, they haven't got the word United in their team. So
yeah, very good point. Very good point. Real quick, guys, I'm kind of backtracking here, and I meant to touch on this right as we started, but we got caught up in doing the hellos and talking about our lives. But real quick, this is old news now, but I haven't had a chance really to speak with anybody about it. So the Kane comments, did they seem disrespectful to you guys?
No.
Maybe we were being a little too soft there and a little too looking for trouble whenever there wasn't any. Maybe
he just said everything we know. Every fan has said it. Every single fan. I've not seen one fan who hasn't said that we weren't pushing enough as a club to be competitive. He's just said, look, he's come to Bayern Munich. They've got a different mindset. They're an elite club. He's not saying we're not an elite club. He said we just didn't push on. It didn't. When he said it didn't matter if we lost 2 games, I think it mattered to us fans and it mattered to him, right? But maybe not to the club. They didn't,
or maybe not every player in that dressing room. Maybe there were some people who got over a loss a little too quick for his liking.
I mean, he's not going to come out publicly and slate. He's not going to come out publicly and slate his companions that he shares a dressing room with. But I'm damn sure he knows what's right and what's wrong, and he must have thought, bloody hell, thank God for that. I have played with some rabble of crap at Tottenham. And he must get frustrated with players that don't put the effort in and stuff like that. And he must think to himself, bloody hell, and no one does nothing about it. Do you know what I mean? And no one could turn around and say to me, Harry, you should do something about it. No, that's down to the coach. That's down to the coaches and the managers to do something about players who are just not putting the effort in. As a player, you can say, come on, mate, pull your socks up or whatever. But, at the end of the day, it comes down to the managers. And if they're picking players that ain't putting the effort in, at the end of the day, his comments, whether we like it or not, were truthful. And he was as respectful as he possibly could be in making the comments that he made.
I agree with you. I agree with you there.
And there's too much clicks. There's too many clicks, right? So, and also the manager with their favourites. We've seen it even with Gareth Southgate with England. He plays Maguire still, right? And he's out
and Henderson.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And Henderson, who's like 32 now, and he's at the end of his career and he's slowed down. He's not the player he used to be. Same at Spurs, right? You've got Eric Dyer, who's very pally with Dele Alli, and he was very pally with Sonny and Kane. And there's all these cliques, and I don't know why Harry Kane hung around with Eric Dyer. He must have tell him off for making mistakes. You know what I mean? Don't hang around with him. He must have liked him. He must have liked him. However rubbish you are as a footballer, it doesn't mean you're rubbish off the pitch,
And I mean,
they may have a shared interest in business because they're both businessmen as well as footballers, so they can have a shared interest in business.
And they're both not party boys. I think that's a big thing. We see a lot of footballers these days, that like to go out and go out for a night out and have some drinks, maybe too many drinks, and party and you know, and you know, with the girls, and those guys both seem like family men, and you know what I mean. So they probably have that kind of in common. So yeah, I'm sure.
He's just got married
to somebody he didn't. I don't even think they were together for that long.
No.
Hope she's got his best interest at heart. We're not seeing somebody taking advantage of Eric, but you know, I'm sure he's fine, can take care of himself. So yeah, so you guys don't think the Kane things are very disrespectful. That's good. And I was wondering if maybe it was just journalists making something out of nothing, you know, as that does tend to happen quite a bit.
I think it was put out by a lot of people, put it out on Twitter and stuff like that, and I think there are people looking for reactions and that. However, it was quite the opposite. People were just like, "Well, and what has he said that's wrong? You know, and what has he said that we didn't know already? You know."
Yeah.
And his comments have actually had the other desired effect, which is actually backed the campaigners who want Levy out and stuff like that, and the managers that we've had in the past. That's them comments have sort of like sent people that way, if anything. So. Yeah, whoever put these comments out there didn't have the desired effect. It's done the opposite.
Well, good, and I'm glad. And I love Kane still. You know, always will. Glad he was here. Glad he spent so much of his career, so many of his best years here. So I just want to keep all of that good, and I don't want to have to tarnish my reputation I hold in my mind of Harry Kane. I want him to be the golden boy forever. So. Glad that you guys agree that no malice really in that. Real quick though, Ellie, Wayne's saying that he's going to be in the corner between South and West stands, and he says that he pops into the pub next to the stadium usually for a refreshment or two. Number 8 bar.
Yeah.
Yep. And then we got Mark Cousins here saying no, hey, Bricklayers is better. And then
it's more rowdy.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
It absolutely is.
The Coach and Horses gives that a run for its money.
Coach and Horses is the coolest place. I
love it.
The lady who runs, I wonder if it's still the same woman, but there's a bartender there, and she's I can't remember her name.
There's an old guy as well. I don't know their names. I never asked them their names, but there's an old guy who gets up on the table and he rouses everybody to sing, and it's absolutely fabulous.
The corner pin's gone now, isn't it?
The corner pin is called Beavertown now, but they call it Beavertown. They've got corner pin in the corner, so they haven't got rid of the name completely.
And what about the elbow rooms? Is that still around?
That's still around. No, it's not. Sorry, but I think they've moved. I'm not sure if they've moved it to another destination. But when I was walking down to the Grand, I'm sure I saw that name, but it might have been another pub, and then they said. Like sometimes they like to keep the respect to pubs that they've worked in, and they'll put a name. Yeah, but all the pubs are good in their own right,
Definitely. Definitely. Coach and Horses was fun. I never felt like, whenever you walk in there as an American, like with your whole family, people are like, who are these people?
Out of town people.
Yeah, but once you get a couple drinks in, and you get to talking and talk Spurs, show them you don't just know Harry Kane and Gareth Bale, that you've got some more knowledge, you've been following for longer than that. We got lots of respect in there. Everybody was real nice and said, hey, if you ever are in town and you run into a bad situation, tell them and I can't remember what the bartender's name was, but they're like, just tell them her. They'll back off. They'll leave you alone. We stayed in Tottenham whenever I was there last, in a kind of sketchy area, but I liked it. It was nice. It was a lot of fun. Little Moscow or something. Everything there was like a Russian owned, like not everything obviously, but a lot of Russian owned businesses. It was really cool. It was really neat. There's lots of that's what I like the most about London, is just like the diversity and how there's it's kind of a melting pot.
I say Tottenham is a bit like an equivalent to Queens in America, that sort. But I'm from there, right? So I've got a special place in my heart. It's not the most beautiful area, everybody knows that, but we've got a lot of people with a lot of heart in there. And very generous people. They'll give you their last penny if they have to, And it's just one of those areas. There are dodgy parts, obviously.
What part of London's Manhattan then, and what part is Brooklyn, and what part is Staten Island, and where's Central Park within London? I mean, tell me all this.
Hey, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Tottenham's a bit like, to say Tottenham's a bit like Queens.
Yeah, but you know what? Because I'm known as Queen Ellie Hoybier, right? So, right, that Queens area, I'd love to visit one time because I've never been to New York. I've only been to Florida.
Yeah, New York.
Oh, well, yeah.
I want to go. My daughter.
I love it. I love it there.
Yeah, I was supposed to go for my 60th, but then it was COVID time. Right, so
yeah, that'll put a wrench in things for sure.
Yeah,
but we had to push back one of our London trips because of COVID, and then we finally got there, and then we got COVID in London. It was all fun stuff. So, but we did get to meet up with everybody. We went out with Rez. I got to meet Rez. I got to meet Brian Daigle. I got to meet Kim, Phil Hollywood. That's just what I call, but you know, oh yeah, so many cool people. But we got Goguma in the house. I just wanted to say hey to her. I haven't seen her in forever. Very, very nice to see you, Goguma. Thank you so much for being here. She's also showing love to you, Ellie, and to Jose. And it's really, really nice to have you back in the building, Goguma. So thank you for being here. We are kind of just we were talking about that before I left, Goguma. Exactly. But man, and everybody, so much love in the chat, guys. Awesome. Thank you so much for being so nice to each other. I always try to put in my little banner down here. Just be nice and do something nice for somebody today if you can. And you know, we're all Spurs fans. We're all family. So just show each other some love. And there's definitely love being shown in the comments, and I like to see it. Real quick, you guys, too. We looks like we signed a new defender. This new 16-year-old fella. Has that happened as far as you guys know? Is that like a done deal? Yeah, it's
a done deal. I think we have to get him in 2025. Is that correct?
Fabrizio Romano's given it. Here you go. So we've bought the player, but we've loaned him back to Hajduk Split. He's been loaned back to them, and we receive him when he's 18 years of age. He's 18 in February 2025. So the likelihood is he will remain there for the end of that season. We get him in the summer of 25, unless something happens before then. We're likely to get him in the summer of 25.
Yeah, and that sounds good. I mean, like we said, he's only 16, but the fact that he's getting significant minutes at one of the top clubs in his country at the age of 16 says a lot about the guy. I mean, I think he's a monster. I think he's like 6'5" or something as a 16-year-old, which is absolutely bonkers to me. I haven't had a chance to watch a lot as far as like clips go of him. And I'm wondering, have either of you two seen, anything about the guy?
Yeah, just little clippets here and there. There's nothing really major on the internet with him playing. You get little slidey things. There's your cat.
Yep. Come on, buddy.
That's a tiger. That ain't a cat. That's huge.
He's a big boy. Yeah, he's a Maine Coon. They're big old fluffy kitties.
That's a panther.
Yeah. Oh no.
He's a good boy though. He's a good boy. He just likes to be on stream sometimes too. But that's okay.
He's a good. Just stand there. Well, I've got two, but the girl cat, she follows me everywhere. She loves me.
Yeah, one of my cats is sleeping too.
With this 16-year-old defender, he's Croatian, right? Yeah. And the last person that these people in the Croats raved about, the last player that they raved about, was a defender, and he happens to have signed for Man City and he's 20 years old. But they reckon this player is at least as good as that player, and that's Guardiola.
That's what I was thinking.
And they're saying this player's rated as they're saying for his age group, when Guardiola was that age group, he's as good at least as what Guardiola was.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's quite a statement to make, and I mean that's an exciting thing as a Spurs fan. Defenders seem to be that spot where we've kind of been lacking as of recent times, and I know that he's not coming for a year or two, but that's okay. That'll be great. That'll be just about the time when maybe I know that Romero's he's far from old, but he'll be getting a little older, and then maybe as he fades kind of out of the squad or has less of an important role, maybe this new gentleman can come in and kind of step in. I'm wondering if he's more of there's different kinds of defenders. Obviously, there's the more attacking kind of defenders. There's more the like the sitter, and then there's more of like the aggressive. And I'm not sure which of those two he is. And .com, you're back, buddy.
What I've seen of him is a bit of both. What I've seen of him, he can bring the ball out. He's very competent on the ball. He's strong, physical. Like you just can't get enough from the reels that you see, right? So I'll be watching him now, because obviously Hadrock Splits games will be on, and there's live score. They show the highlights of the match, but that doesn't give you a fair idea, so you have to watch the whole match.
I imagine there'll be some videos popping up too before too long that are like, all of his touches for an entire match or something like that too, which would also be good, which would also be helpful.
What's funny is where have we been for the last 4 years? What have we been complaining about for the last 4 years? Is when soon as Toby and Jan went their own ways, we said we haven't invested in defenders. Now we've got that pairing at the moment of Mickey and Chris Kuti at the moment. Yet the fullback, you've got Dorrington, you've got Phillips, and you've got this chap. So the place that we were in problems with, we seem to be securing that for the future.
Yeah. And also, you've got to take into account, right, that Romero, he's getting higher and higher in status, and a big club will come and snatch him off us. I don't want it to happen, but I can see that happening, especially with Messi bigging him up, saying he's the best defender in the world. People listen to that. Coaches all around the world.
If Messi was at Barca, and Messi was at Barca when we got Romero, and Messi was telling the board at Barcelona, you need to get this fella in. But because of their financial constraints, they couldn't do it. They couldn't go for him. However, Messi's now playing for Inter Miami, and there's no way that Romero is going to go into Miami. So we don't have to worry about that for the time being. I do agree. If he improves and he gets better, then one of the darling clubs with the big traditional, and the Bucks may well come in for him.
Yeah.
He seems like he would tear it up in Spain too. Just the fact that he does have kind of an extra edge of physicality and hardness that I don't think a lot of the defenders in La Liga have. Maybe I'm misjudging the league and the defenders, but
he's just the type of person that wants to tear it up anywhere he goes.
And he'll just break you in half with one.
I would say he relishes the slide tackle, and I like that in a player. I like that in a player a lot. We could use some more of that.
Colin, do you remember the red phone boxes we used to have in England?
Mm-hmm.
You could put him in one of them and he'll tear himself up.
Yeah, he would. He'd fight with the phone. He'd smash the phone up. What are you doing?
He'd smash the booth up and he'd be on his own.
Oh. Yeah, but this season,
and then he'd get down and talk, yell in its face too as he was getting up. He'd be like, "Stay down there."
You must admit, though, fellas, that this season he's calmed down and he's much more controlled. He's put in a couple of hard tackles, but they've been clean. He hasn't taken the player out as well. Take the ball, but not the player.
Oh, I don't know. Against Man United, didn't he take a player out against Man United? And they never awarded a foul against, or they never gave him a card anyway. He took the ball and the man. He took the ball and the man. But anyway, if you can get away from it, get away with it, and not get a card. Continue doing it in my book.
Yeah, and I mean, will it eventually maybe lead to a red card at some point in his career with us? If it hasn't, I mean, maybe it already has. I can't remember. He got 2 last year. We'll see.
Yeah.
I definitely could see it happening again, but I think, oh my gosh, the cat.
Yay, the Panthers
She's
appeared.
She's a Romero fan, isn't she? Your cat. She's a Romero fan.
His name is .com, like a website .com. And he's a good cat. He really just wants to be on stream today. But No, I think Van de Ven being next to Romero has allowed him to kind of chill out a bit. Do you guys kind of maybe agree there with his ability to kind of make up ground and get back? It doesn't. I think I'll just say I trust Van de Ven on a sprint back in a last minute tackle maybe more than I do Romero. I think that Van de Ven's got he's got the speed and he's a little cleaner in his tackling. I don't know. I just think that having him there as kind of the cleanup man gives Romero that license to kind of go forward to really play his game the way that he likes to.
I think there's a load of factors, and one of them's got to be the trust issue between them both. That's got to be a factor. I think when Romero was playing in the back three and he was playing with Sanchez and a Dyer, or a Sanchez and a Davis, or a Dyer and a Davis and stuff like that, a lot of the fouls that he did or that he committed were trying to recover for mistakes that others had made, the other two had made, or whatever. And this time round, I don't think he's got that issue. I think he's got more trust in playing with Van de Ven because he's learning Van de Ven's game, but then also as well, giving him the captaincy role as well has obviously made him change a bit as well. So I think there's a few factors there that have changed the way he is. However, he's not lost his passion for a tackle. Because if you take that away from him, you've taken a whole of his game away. If you take that away from him.
Oh yeah. And you guys saw, I think it was was it just the last match? I don't know. There was a defensive play. Look, there was maybe a save involved and maybe a tackle to kind of like get the ball, out of bounds. But the defenders and Vicario all look so pumped up. I really enjoy it when the defenders seem to be enjoying a good tackle. A good clearance as much as attacking players enjoy scoring goals. That's how it should. That's how it should be.
High fiving each other, jumping up, chesting each other.
Yes,
absolutely. As well joining in.
It's the bonding, isn't it? It's part of the bonding that they've got. The defenders and the goalkeeper have got their bond. They are the defensive unit.
Yeah. I love Vicario as well, especially because he celebrates the save like he's like got the most beautiful girl in town and he's like hit on her and she said you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And it looks, I mean, and there's just something we all have that passion as fans and it's nice to see the players share that same passion. That's really all we want, I think, is to see them care about our club as much as we do. And it's a great thing. It surely is a difference, I guess you could say, to seasons past when players have looked disinterested. So it's great. We got Hasper TV in the house. What is up? Asking, is Romero injured? We don't think so. From what we could tell, no.
You trained yesterday. You trained yesterday, Hasper, and apparently you trained for the Bolivia game yesterday. And it looks like he's traveling with the squad to the Bolivia game.
So we're not sure if it was a made up injury from the get go, or if he just got better quicker than they thought. I'm leaning towards made up injury, but I don't have any basis on that. But.
It was an arse fart.
Exactly. And
gluteus maximus posterius hydrochronic. It's everything. Yeah. It was just a bum fart or a bum trumpet, as I used to say to the kids. Bum trumpet.
It just got caught in there the wrong way, and now he's all better.
Maybe Cucurella was there and he kicked him up the ass.
There you go.
Pulling his hair.
Very possibly. That was. I can't believe he didn't get in more trouble for that. If we're talking about things that should have been carded, that could have easily been a red card that day. Lisa is here too. Hey, Lisa. Man, we got a good group. Bobby K. It's a wonderful group we got here. But guys, I hate to be this person, but I have to get ready for work. I just wanted to do a quick kind of jump in, talk about a couple of things that have been on my mind today. Get kind of trying to get everyone kind of pumped up for Sheffield.
Come on.
So real quick before we go, let's do this. Let's hear you guys' score predictions for Sheffield. We'll start with Miss Ellie here.
I'm going to say 4-1.
Yeah, I think that's safe. We don't keep too many clean sheets, it seems like, sadly. No. So I think that's a safe guess. Yeah.
I think they'll
Jose?
score from a set piece or a corner.
Ooh,
But
yeah, I
we'll score
could see
4.
that.
We'll catch them napping.
Definitely. Hopefully Sonny can get back on the score sheet, but I'm sure if we're going to score 4 goals, he's going to have to contribute some of them.
Yeah.
If the international break hadn't come, which I was saying that, it's been boring these 2 weeks. If he had 2 weeks to play with the players and that, I reckon we would have trounced them. So I would have gone for 4-5-0. But now that we haven't had that, I think I'm going to have to go for a clean sheet again. But I'm going to go for 3-0. And I hope I'm pleasantly surprised and we score more.
Yeah.
And Son down the middle.
Son down the
Please.
middle. I said
Please.
And all our players to come back injury free by Wednesday as well, because there's 3 more days of these international crappy games.
Absolutely.
I would love Højbjerg to get on as well off the bench and score a worldie. Come on.
Yeah, there you go. He can just add it. He's been doing it.
He's got a very good shot on him.
He really does. Like I said, like the shot from yesterday, he just the one touch to get it out of his feet, set it up where he needed it, and then smack. Like that was a really accurate shot.
To score a worldie, isn't it, Colin? Any player to get a worldie, at least one of the 4 goals that I've predicted, I want it to be a superb goal. Yeah.
Speaking of worldies, I can't stop thinking about it. But Victor Wanyama's goal against Liverpool, just anytime I hear worldie, that pops right into my mind. I mean, Romero's goal the other day had similar vibes to it, but it just wasn't. It just didn't continue to look like it was just going to rise into space like the
goal on the volley against Liverpool. That's a worldie.
Oh yeah, it was.
Danny Rose is against Arsenal on his debut.
And what a worldie. I get goosebumps listening to that commentary and then seeing him, how excited he gets, after that. And how could you not be? I mean, think about no better debut in the Premier League for a Spurs player than that goal against Arsenal. So we've got Arsenal coming up after Sheffield. We're gonna have all kinds of wonderful stuff to talk about. Again, I'm sorry for keeping it kind of short today, guys, but just gotta get ready for work, sadly. But before we go, yes, Bobby K, Sheffield can give us a game, and Sheffield have given us trouble in the past. So, but I'm thinking under this new look, our new look side, under Postecoglou, I don't think we're gonna have as much trouble with the small teams as we did before. I really hope I'm correct. And I know that Sheffield, I guess calling them a small team might be disrespectful, and I apologize. But you know what I mean. The lower ranked teams in the league.
Smaller team than Tottenham. Smaller. Yeah. There you go. I like it. Kogumo, you're very welcome for the fun show. And so that if you guys ever want to have any more fun and see me or these two guys anywhere else, Ellie, where can you be found on a normal day?
So every Monday I'm on Savage Show with Kate from Just a Girl Loves Spurs, and every Wednesday I'm on with Kate again on Just a Girl Loves Spurs. It's called Hump Day Lunch Date. We have great fun.
Perfect.
We really do. And then I'm on El Tel Cockerel. Come on. And then Meta Football, which is Chris's show, which is fantastic as well. So you know what? Wherever you find us, we're going to be like me especially. I'm just a guest at the moment, but I'm trying to do something with Bobby. It hasn't got off the ground yet, but I will do something with Bobby, the Free Spurs boys, because I've got them in my heart. He knows that, right?
Oh, so, good people. Yeah. Good people too. Great family.
Really are. They're brilliant. Yeah.
Good traditions being made in that family too. I like a family that loves Spurs together, and so Bobby's whole family, just adorable, good people.
Lovely.
Yep, great people.
And he's Sherry Cat.
Do what?
And he's Sherry Cat because he loves Teddy Sheringham, so he's called Teddy Sherry Cat.
That is hilarious. Speaking of which, 1 second. So before we get too far, when we were talking about cat names. Yeah, Wayne Bonner said interesting name for a cat. He's talking about .com, my cat. Said his last cat was named Mabbit after his favorite player. So I thought you think that was kind of cool, Ellie. But yeah, so we know where to find Ellie, and the answer to that is everywhere. Ellie's blessing us with
anybody who love me.
Hey, and you honestly, thank you so much for being here today. You and Jose, you as well, my friend. Jose, you've got a channel that you're working on. You've self-proclaimed it the smallest channel on YouTube, I think, is what you referred to it as last time.
The smallest Tottenham channel.
There you go. Yes.
It's not very big at all. I've just done a few shorts. I've done 3 lives. But when I do go on and do lives, Ellie tends to come and join me. She's a great person to co-host with. She's got plenty of experience about Tottenham and about the world of Tottenham from years past up to years present. And we just have a general chat, a bit like we've done here, Colin, and what you do. Just have a general chat about all things Tottenham, and then our chats sometimes veer off into real life things as well. So and we talk about anything and everything, and we're quite easy with the people on the chat. The people on the chat tend to join in and bring up good comments and that. So yeah, my channel's Hotel Cockerel. If people want to give it a like or want to see it, then yeah, by all means. But yeah, you usually find me with Ellie on there.
Yeah.
You guys stick together. You're a good pair.
Well. I'd like to big up Ben on the Calfee Coffee Company. He's fantastic. He's got a chill out channel, as you guys know. It's really good.
He sure does. And he just got enough subscribers to where he can get super chats now. I saw today. So big up to Ben Kaufman. Everybody get on over there. Get him some super chats, show the love. We hear so Jose's got pups. He's got pups, not kitties.
Two massive German shepherds.
Whoa.
Oh wow, that's protection though. That's good. That's good.
Someone's at the door and they've just gone mad.
Well, hopefully it's somebody you're expecting. But you guys,
it's anyway, poor delivery man.
Oh, so that's cool though. Hopefully you're getting something fun in the mail. But just wanted to say, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. It would be so strange if I was just talking, I think, to myself. So thank you all for being here. And thanks to everyone in the chat. You guys keep it going. You keep the conversation flowing and going, and really appreciate all of you. So you guys, if you're watching this and you haven't already hit the like or subscribe, if you feel like it, do it. If not, it's okay too. But
can I say as well, keep supporting Colin and the people that are on the chat today. There's some of these people I've only seen for the first time, and obviously Colin, they must be your followers, and they're really nice people. The comments are really good, and they're really, really nice people. So well done, Colin, and well done all those in the chat.
Yay.
Thank you. Yep. Thanks to everybody. And just like I always try to close out with, just go out and do something nice for somebody today, even if it's something really small, even just smiling at somebody that doesn't look like they're having a great day. Just something small like that. Let's all be good to each other. The world's a harsh place. No need to make it any harsher. So, all right, guys. But I think that's a good place to close. We'll probably be back again tomorrow, same time, same place, if you want to come check this out. So, all right, guys. With that, come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. Thank you, everyone, and thank you for the 2 ladies that just said they subscribed to me. Thank you.
Oh yes, perfect. See, boom. You're slowly not becoming the smallest Spurs YouTube channel. You're growing all the time.
I'm still the smallest.
All right,
but we don't mind. We're all right.
Right, exactly. We're all just having fun. But everybody, again, thank you so much. See you next time. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on.